If y is equal to e to the x, then dy dx is also equal to e to the x. This was the result of the discussion in the last example. E to the x has this special feature that its gradient function is itself. We want to differentiate y equals e to the 3x. If we look at this as a composite function, x first goes into the 3x function. This means that 3x comes out and then goes in to the e to the x function. The output is e to the 3x. If 3x goes into the e to the x function, e to the 3x comes out. This, therefore, is the first function and will be the inside function when we come to differentiate using the chain rule. With e to the 3x, it's not so easy to see which is the inside function, as it has been in the past with the functions we've been dealing with. The e to the x would be the second function and is therefore the outside function. So when we differentiate, we start by differentiating the outside function as if 3x is just x, so we get e to the 3x. But the inside function is 3x, and if we differentiate it, we get 3. So this is 3e to the 3x. Let's compare this to the type of function we have differentiated before using the chain rule. Let's consider 3x plus 2 to the power 7. When differentiating this, the outside function is the x to the 7, so we differentiate treating the 3x plus 2, the inside function, as if it is just x. We then multiply by the differential of the inside function. We've done the same here. E to the x is the outside function, so differentiating, treating 3x as if it's just x, gives us the e to the 3x. This is because when we differentiate e to the x, we just get e to the x. So in differentiating e to the 3x, e to the 3x must be part of the answer. We then have to multiply by the differential of 3x, which is 3.